It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Part we're finishing up with Captain Sam and his son. You said his niece and his nephew wasn't mad at him.
Yeah, the way he explained it to me.
Okay, now you got to tell people who his niece and nephew is.
His niece and nephew is his certain children that led. I say led because I come from the corner and I don't know and I wasn't there. That her two children was by the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, and he spoke on it himself. So it must be.
So we can remove the word allege because
The
you can.
minister spoke on it.
No, because he said it. Like, so you say he said it. Chris, right? That's his name, Chris, right?
Chris said it.
Yeah, Chris.
Chris said it, but we have to understand that me and Chris wasn't in the bedroom, so we don't know if it's true or not.
Okay.
So I'm just explaining it on the street term. I believe it that they're his, and I was told that he still have contact with him. I was told by some of the old soldiers that's with him.
And his sister has since died, correct?
Yeah, his sister,
the
daughter of Captain Sam at Temple number 29 in Miami.
Yes, so I'm just giving people historical context. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, okay.
So Chris is a good young man, Fred. You know it. And I Fred, if I'm not mistaken, you and Chris are the same age bracket, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And that's what I'm saying, Fred. All those guys that played a part in this, it's shameful. I'm heartbroken. And I'm saying again, I was no angel in 12. I was no angel in the master year. But I learned a lot from Imam Johnson Dean Ali. If y'all don't know who he is, Captain Clarence 3X. He's the current father-in-law of Mike Tyson. Good man, good soldier. Stand up in Islam. We all made mistakes. As we would say, the first resurrection is when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was on the scene himself until for 44 and a half years until February 26, 1975. He been gone 50 years. But I will say, Fred, that you need to reach out for Brother Chris, encourage him to keep living right, and let all that old dirt that his father, the minister, and all the captains around him, all them fools around him, just move on and live his life. He's a young guy.
Right.
But to live with that burden, sometimes the scripture said the children have to bear the burden of the parents.
Right.
So, in that note, Fred, do you have any questions on chapter number 29 before we move on?
Yeah. What's your reaction to Captain Sam? I wouldn't say allowing, but giving or turning the cheek or giving acceptance to Louis Farrakhan, a married Louis Farrakhan having alleged kids with his daughter.
Okay. Let me say that. Fred, you know in Islam, you're allowed to have 4 wives. I'm going to explain that to you. I don't know if Farrakhan married her or just had children with her. I don't know if she's one of his secret wives. If he married her and treated her on the same level as he treated Sister Khadija, then it would have been according to the Quran. But see, Fred, I don't know how old these children is. I know they're younger, the young than Mustafa and Bessie Jean and all of them. See, I don't know how old these children is.
Well, if anybody know these kids, please email me at fhaw17@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram at SILENTHEROS. Silent Heroes on Instagram. Continue.
So, Fred, I think if anybody hoping that they'll talk to you about their father, their mother, their uncle, and their grandfather, I think you should reach out to Chris through email.
Right.
Because even though they may not want to discuss their mother or their father or their grandfather, but you can make the attempt, because you know how to talk to people, Fred. You can explain to them, hey, this is for the best. What you know, don't make up nothing. Tell how you feel about your father, your sister, and your brother, and your little cousin, your niece and nephew. I think if you go on a family trip, my personal opinion, I think these kids are talking to Fred. We know these kids younger than you or their Uncle Chris. See, Fred, I don't know how old she was.
Right.
You can always look it up,
Right.
but from my understanding, if they called him and say he pick up the phone, this is what I was told by a reliable source. He'll pick up the phone for him. But he's 90 now. Gone. Matter of fact, Freddie, he's gonna be 91 in a couple weeks, ain't he?
Who's that?
The minister.
Yeah, his birthday is like a week before. This week. I think his birthday is this week.
Yeah, the 13th or something.
Yeah, it's this week. I know he's a couple days before Malcolm.
Yeah, he's gonna be 91.
Mm-hmm.
And Fred at 91, he ain't got the touch no more. He ain't got the fire no more.
No.
Fred, I just don't. And you asked me a question a while ago, Fred. I believe Captain Sam knew before this even happened. Do you think so?
Before what happened?
Before his daughter before his daughter got with Farrakhan.
You got to be groomed for something like that.
Huh?
You have to be groomed. He groomed his own daughter. For the price of fame, for the price of belonging to a group, a relationship. He groomed his own daughter. If you allow it, you groomed her.
Did you think? See, I think that Chris didn't know nothing about this until it came out.
I can't speak to when he knew it. I got to rewatch the interview. But the fact that he knows.
The fact that he knows and talked to you about it, Fred,
Mm-hmm.
it's a relief and a blessing for him.
Yeah.
Because I can tell when we was on the phone with him, he was way down. When he called me after that thing went down in Atlanta, when he called me, said, Cap, I got to talk. I said, what's going on, man?
Mm-hmm.
He said, anybody said, I said, but you should know about my history. Them fools ain't gonna say nothing to me. Oh, they find all the captains washed up, he old, shot out, punch drunk. But to say, come after me, tell me to back down the way they did him, pray God is my judge. Them fools ain't never said that to me about back down to that crazy stuff. Because you know why. You know my history. And you know that I know. I know all the gangsters. White, black, Puerto Rican. They can come at him in a way that they can't come at me. You understand that, Fred?
I understand.
People need to know I'm not that guy, man. You don't bother me and my family, I don't bother you and yours. But if you play with me and my family, you're going to have a problem. Do you. Do what you want to. These guys created this. When people talk about it and get the truth and tell the journalists, what you mad about? You knew about it. You condoned it. Am I right or wrong, Fred?
Right.
People condoned it. So much for Captain Sam, that Miami crew. What's up next, Fred, on the menu before I send you a bill? What's next on the menu? Because you know it's coming.
Let me end this.